So let me guess. This is start reading, but I don't know where to start reading, and that's why I'm here to help you. Hear me out. Uh, most of us don't have a reading culture. One, because when we were in school, we were forced to read. We were reading so that we can get grades, and we associate reading with force, reading with pushed to read so that we can pass our exams. We were pushed to read so that we associate reading with a force, with our some of us were even beaten in schools. Kwanza, if we went to a public school, we were beaten to read. And so we were like, the moment I finish this school, I pass those exams, me and books are done. It doesn't have to be like that as an adult. So here I am. Let me help you out. So we were taught to read to pass exams, but I'm here to demystify that. I'm also here to demystify that we have been taught that we have to read self-help. That's where we go wrong, because you don't have to read self-help, by the way, guys. You don't have to read self-help. That is one thing that needs to sink, because every time we hear reading, you're like, oh my goodness, now I need to pick a book that will motivate me to become a better person. No, I am here to demystify that. You don't have to read self-help. You don't have to reading redefine reading for yourself. Redefine how you want reading to be. You don't have to pick a self-help book. You don't have to pick. You see, when we were in school, we were just being told read. It's like read by force. So let's go ahead. This is the year you want to start reading. You don't know where to start reading, and I am here to tell you that you don't have to read self-help. You don't have to pick Atomic Habits and read. You do not have to read self-help. And this is what you're going to do. Start by reading what you like. Read what you like. You like fiction? Read fiction. You love a book, by a travel book, a hobby book, of whatever your hobby is, pick that. You don't have to read self-help because every time I tell somebody I read, and they're like, oh my god, have you read a certain book? I'm like, I don't read self-help. I stopped reading self-help a while back. Now I started by reading self-help, because I think that's where everybody starts. But now I read memoirs. Are my favorite books. I love me a memoir, and I'm just here to demystify that you don't have to read self-help, because mostly it's associated. Read fiction. If you love fiction, read fiction. Fiction is beautiful. It creates your imagination. It builds your imagination, your creativity. If you love fiction, read fiction. And another thing is, read something you like. That's the basic point of all this. You want to start reading in the new year, read something you like. Read something you like. And another place where you can start reading is a blog. Blogs are beautiful. There are many beautiful blogs out there. Blogs are the most amazing things to start with. There are beautiful stories, a ton of beautiful stories on blogs. So you can start, if you don't know where to start, you can start by reading a blog. Number two, I recently discovered Substack. And let me tell you, the amount of stories on Substack, I'm like, how hadn't I known this for a long time? There are beautiful articles out there. So you can choose to read a blog. There are beautiful, beautiful blogs online. Or you can also choose to go on Substack and read. There are beautiful, beautiful articles about any topic under the sun that you can find there. Number two, or number three, start by reading a short story. You can read books that are this size. You can start. See, these ones are falling. You can start by reading a book that is this. This is Confessions of Nairobi Women. A very tiny book. It's how many pages? 141 pages. 145 pages. You can start by reading a book that's this size. What these books do, or it's because it's short, it's not a huge number of pages, and there's a joy in finishing a book. That's why I'm saying start small. There's a joy and a beauty in reading, in finishing a book. So start. This is a collection of stories. Actually, this is the best place to start by reading, because it doesn't require you to flow with the whole story all the way to page 145. You can read the first story and stop, go to the next one. These are the best books to start with. A collection of short stories, because what they do is that they build you don't have to read the full book. You read one story and be like, okay, Then you move to a story 2, which is different from story 1. Look at the size of this book. Very tiny, very tiny. I guess everybody would finish this one. There's a beauty and a joy and such a feeling in finishing a book. That's why I'm asking you to start small. So if you're looking to start reading in the new year, start with a collection of short stories. These two small books that have, this two is a collection of short stories, I think 20 short stories. Very short, very beautifully written. So if you're looking to start reading in the new year, look for this collection of short stories. They have, this one has 20 of them. This one I think has 10 or 11 of them. Look for these two small books that are a collection of short stories. I would recommend anybody to start there. They don't require you to flow with the book and read one story and put it down, then go to the next. So if you don't know where to start, I start with a blog, go on Substack. You can also start with a collection of short stories. I get asked how this year I'm on book 43. So yeah, I get asked, oh my God, where do you get time? How do you find reading interesting? Read what you like. The bottom point of all this, or anything you do what you like. Mimi now, I love memoirs, so I'm gonna read a memoir. I love this collection. I stopped reading like classics. I said here in my last video, I don't like classics. Classics are hypes, but I don't like them, so I won't read them. Just read what you like. So these ones are a collection of short stories. I would recommend that you pick a collection of short stories. Look at the size of this book. It's really tiny. It's really tiny, and I know depending on how quickly you read, it will take you a very short time to finish. Look at this. So you can start by there. Number 2. If you love novels, pick novels. If you love self-help, I'm not saying that you don't read self-help. If you love self-help, pick self-help. And before you know what you like, you have to experiment. It's okay. It's okay. Experiment with what you like. Pick a novel, pick a short story, pick a self-help book, pick an African authored book. Before you get your niche, before you know what you like, you have to read a lot of genres. And it's okay if you pick a book and you don't like it. Imagine you're an adult, you can put it down. If you pick an African authored book and it's really hyped and you don't like it, it's okay, my dear. You can put it down and pick something that you like. If you pick Confessions of Nairobi Men and it's really hyped and you feel like you don't want to read it, you can put it down. It will take you some time, but eventually you will find the kind of genre that you like reading. You will find your niche. You will find the kind of book you would love to read, but read widely. I would encourage that you read widely. Read books from other continents. Read books from Africa. Read books from written by Africans. Read memoirs. Read a self-help. Read a short story. Read a Kenyan authored book. Please read a Kenyan authored book, but read widely. Read medical books. Read books on research. Read history books. Read history fiction until you find the kind of book that you like or the kind of things that you like. Read medical books. Read memoirs by people you like. This is Trevor Noah. Read search. Read African books. Read history. If you are a hobbyist and you maybe love to travel, read books on travel. If you love to maybe hike, read books on hiking. If you love to backpack, read books on that. It will take you some time, but eventually you will find the kind of books that you would like to read. But for the love of God, read something that you like. Read something that you like. It will take you a while before you find the kind of books that you like, but eventually you will find those. And I am here to tell you that you don't have to read self-help. You don't have to read self-help if you don't want. You don't have to read confessions if you don't want. You don't have to read African authored books because everyone else is reading African authored book. You look for what you like and stick to that. It will take you a while before you explore and decide what you would want to read, but eventually it's worth it. You don't have to read African authored books because everyone is. But if you come and find that, oh my God, I love African authored books, it's okay. You read African authored books. If you pick up a memoir and are like, oh my God, I love memoirs, stick to memoirs. Read widely. Read widely. Read widely. Read books by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Read books by Chimamanda. Read books by Trevor Noah. Read books by whoever. Read books by Wolf Smith. Read a memoir. Read an African authored story. Whatever. Explore. I think that's the only way that you know what you like. Is even I used to read a lot of self-help, maybe because that is what was available to me. Then a while back I picked, I think sometime mid last year, I did pick African authored books, and I realized that I love them. So I read African authored. Actually, my whole next year the plan is to just read African authored. I love African authored books, and the more I continued, I was like, oh, I don't like self-help that much, but I like memoirs, so I'm gonna stick to memoirs. So I stuck to memoirs. Then the more I read, I discovered a short stories, and I'm like, I love these. So I stuck to short stories. It will take you a while. It's a journey. It's a travel. It's a journey. It will take you a while before you get to what you like reading, but eventually you get there. So if you're looking into reading, to start reading, start by a blog, go to Substack, go online and read an article, pick a short story, pick a book that interests you, pick something that you like. But at the end of the day, reading is a culture that you cultivate, and you can't cultivate that with reading something you don't like. So pick up a book that you like, on something that you like. If you pick up a book and it's really hyped and you don't like it, imagine you can always put it down. So I am here. I'm a reader, and I love seeing people read. And just to encourage you guys, read whatever you like. Read history, read fiction, read whatever appeals to you. Let nobody or society or social media define how you read or how you live. Read at the end of the day, it's you. At the end of the day, it's you. It's a beautiful hobby, and you can only cultivate that by doing the things that you like. Yeah. So pick a book. You don't like it, you can always put it down. So happy reading in 2026. I can't wait to see what you guys read. You can also read books in Swahili. If you pick up a book in Swahili and you like it, imagine read that, if that is what you want. So yeah, happy reading in 2026. It's a beautiful, beautiful hobby. You don't have to read 40 books like me. You don't have to read 30 books like me. You can read 2 books in an year and you're okay, if that is what makes you happy. Just redefine those habits for you. Yeah, happy reading. I can't wait to hear what you guys have read in 2026. Happy reading. It's a beautiful, beautiful hobby that I would wish that anybody, I think because of our attention spans now, just pick up a book. Reading is so profound because it denies you the ability to speak, denies you the ability to speak when you're confronted with an idea. You must listen. You must sit there. It's not a conversation. Sometimes it just demands you to sit there and listen. And sometimes you should just listen. So I'm excited to see what you guys read in 2026. I'll also be sharing my reading journey here as well. But my prayer and hope is that you find what you like. I think what has prompted this video is because I hear people be like, oh my God, how do you read all that? It's because I love what I read. And if I pick a book, I picked a classic this year, and I didn't like it, and I just put it down because at the end of the day, just do the things that make you happy, the things that ignite you, the things that you would love to do. So happy reading in 2026. I can't wait to see what you guys read. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you for always coming back to listen to my thoughts. Bye.